What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Press X Podcast, episode 70, your weekly podcast for gaming news and opinions coming at you each and every Monday at noon Eastern. I am Kevin McManus. With me, Nick Hassell.
We can't make a sex joke about this one.
We can try. Kellen Williard.
We can do that about anything. It's not hard.
So just some things I want to say before we get started. Lots of news this week, which is fine. But next week we will be doing another one of those top 10 episodes, and it'll be PlayStation 3 games. So look forward to that one. I'm sure it's going to be a great time recording it, and we won't disagree about anything at all.
Incorrect.
So.
We're already disagreeing.
I don't think we're recording it. There we go.
But let's start with what we normally start with, which is what we've been playing. And I guess I'll start off because it's a whole lot of nothing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I finished Persona 5 whenever, and then I just haven't been in the mood to play stuff since then. There's TV shows I've been wanting to watch, and I'd rather watch them than play games right now. I'm just kind of drained from going through that long haul of Persona. Not that it was bad. I loved it, but... So all I've done is I finished Job Simulator. I talked about it last week. I just went and platinumed that because VR is always a very good reset because it feels so different.
Yeah.
And then I've been playing Persona 3 for an hour or so a night just before bed. And that's it. Like nothing. Persona 3 has a chick. I don't know if I said that last week on this at least.
Female side.
Yeah, I'm playing it as a girl. It's I mean, it's different. It's not like drastically different, but it's got to get very different soon, I'm expecting. So we'll see how that all shakes up. But
yeah.
Anyway, both good games.
That's fine.
That's about all I got.
I'll go next because I know he's probably played more than both of us combined.
Oh, God, no.
Game-wise.
Mine's about like Kevin.
I'm still in Persona, or post-Persona depression, I guess. So I keep trying to start Horizon over, and I left myself like at a good spot to jump back into it, but I don't know, I tried like 2 or 3 times, and I just start watching something else and start doing something else.
Yeah, I logged into Final Fantasy 14 because they're like free. They sent me like free 96 hours of gameplay because you have to pay. And I was like, sure. So I re-downloaded it and logged in, and I was on it for maybe 15 minutes. I was like, I don't know where I was. I don't care. I'm just shutting this off.
And yeah, like I know I'll get to it, but it'll probably be another half week or week or something like that. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is. There's so many games for me to play right now, but I know like once I take the leap, then I'll be coming back here saying, oh, I played these 3 games again this week. But not so much now.
Yeah, I've done not much of anything. A little bit of Mass Effect. I started playing Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hadn't finished that.
That's a good reset that stays in universe. But
I just want to do more Persona stuff, so I just picked that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. I've just been in the mood to watch random stuff.
Yeah, I watched the Persona 4 anime again, whatever.
The whole thing? Yeah.
I've only watched it like a million times now.
I've been through it twice at least, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Not lately.
It's just been wanting to do other stuff besides play games.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sure we'll get probably... I was looking at the game release schedule, and like Injustice, which we're going to talk about, is coming out, but like there's little thing. Farpoint comes out. There's a bunch of like little games. Friday the 13th comes out. And I'm like, crap, I want to play all of these. So in a few weeks, I'm going to have to get back into it because I definitely want to at least try out Friday the 13th, and I still need to play What Remains of Edith Finch. I really want to play that game, and I just still haven't turned it on.
Haven't done it.
Whatever.
It happens.
But anyway. Let's move into the news. Like I said, a bunch of news this week, some surprise announcements and things like that. So we'll just take it one at a time. We'll start with a leak, or so it seems. The Call of Duty 4 remaster that was part of Infinite Warfare is rumored to be coming out as a standalone. It has been since before they even announced the thing.
Yeah.
But there's finally a little more evidence. There was a leak from Amazon, and Gamefly recently put up a leak that said that the game is coming out July 20th. And it'll be $40. And what do we think? It also, I believe, there was something about it being on PS4, and then another thing said PS4 and Xbox. I'm sure it'll be on both because it's Call of Duty. But anyway, do we think that this is finally getting its standalone release that it should have got months ago?
That it should have got when it came out in November?
Guess, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. $40 seems a bit much, but...
Yeah, you'd think maybe it's $40, but it comes with that pack, that
all the
DLC pack that was like $15 or something.
The one that you paid more than originally for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes with that, which is cool.
That'd be fine, I guess.
I don't know. I have to see what that shapes up there. I can't think off the top of my head what's coming out around then. I know Final Fantasy 12 remake or remaster or whatever's coming out around there, and I can't think of any other July games really.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, like I'm sure they'll start filling in. Just like we're kind of seeing what our November's starting to look like now. I'm sure we'll see what July is going to look like soon enough. Probably E3 and all that stuff will fill all that up. But yeah, Gamefly has leaked things before that have been correct. I don't think that Activision specifically would give up on making free money. Like, the game is done. All they got to do is print it to the disc and ship it out. So I see this being 100% true. Next up, let's talk Darksiders 3. This was kind of a surprise reveal. Got a little deflated by Amazon putting up a link a few hours or whatever before the actual reveal. But Darksiders 3, you get to play as a new character, first female character. It's Fury. The games. Have you played Darksiders?
A little bit.
Have you played them?
Nope.
So I've always wanted to play Darksiders 1 at worst. I've heard 2. They expand everything and do all the stuff that I don't like. But Darksiders 1, it was described to me as Zelda with God of War combat, like a hack and slash Zelda.
Enough.
And I was like, that sounds pretty sweet. So I've always wanted to play it, and I almost bought it today, actually. I was looking at it in the store. It was $5 for the PlayStation 3 copy. And I was like, but there's a Ps4 Remastered one. I was like, maybe I should get that. I don't know. And I don't really feel like playing games right now, so it's kind of awkward. But, yeah, Darksiders 3. No Switch version. Surprising?
No.
Not surprising?
No, it wouldn't run that thing.
Switch getting anything?
Well, yeah.
Well, it could be fake.
That is not fake. Well, maybe.
So I guess I'll just talk a little bit about how this happened. Darksiders was done by THQ, and basically they went under, and a bunch of their properties got picked up by a company called Nordic, and they changed to Nordic THQ. And they partnered with this company, Gunfire, who was basically consisted of the team that made the original Darksiders. They formed and they talked to them. They're like, hey, we want to make Darksiders 3, and they got that to work out. So we got it, and it's a continuation of the story. It reminds me a lot of God of War in the story-wise, in that it seems like you're going after the 7 deadly sins. Like, those are the villains. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's kind of like taking down the gods. You're taking down the deadly sins. Everything about this seems really neat.
There's gameplay.
Yes.
Like pre-alpha gameplay, obviously, but
2018.
Yeah.
So still a ways away.
A little ways away.
But I don't want to say I'm like excited about it, because I'm definitely not like, ooh, but I'm interested, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm interested in this. I want to see.
I'm definitely excited.
What's going on.
One of my best friends actually lives out in Austin, where Gunfire Games is located. And she actually is the level designer, one of the level designers on the game.
Cool.
So I feel a little more, I guess, attached to it.
Yeah.
I still need to go back. I don't know how important it is to play 1 and 2 leading up into this, since it's obviously different characters.
Yeah, I heard that they're designing it so that you'll be fine, but you'll get more out of it, obviously. If
I actually have a PS3 copy of 2. It was in that big lot of PS3 games I got a while back. So I have Darksiders 2.
But yeah, I need to dabble in the other ones, and I think I can do that within a year's time.
I definitely want to try 1 at worst and see how I feel about it, because the way it was described to me seemed cool.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel a little bit more like personal contributing.
Be like,
$60.
I want to support this.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Makes sense. So I'm sure we'll be hearing much more about this as time goes on. Next up, another leak technically by Amazon, Zero Time Dilemma, which is the 3rd game in the Zero Escape trilogy that I like very much. The Nonary games came out a couple months ago, 2 months ago or something, for Vita and PS4, which was bringing those two to PS4, and I thought that was really strange. And then here's the last game. No word on if there's any changes to it. The game's fairly new. Like, it just came out last year.
Not long ago, yeah.
So it's fairly new, so I don't know if they would make changes or what they could even change. But August 18th, cool. If you have the PS4 copy and you enjoyed the Nonary games 1 and 2, this is the end of the trilogy, so check it out.
There you go.
Next up, Zelda Breath of the Wild. We got a bunch of DLC announced. This is the first DLC pack for the game. There's going to be 2 of them included in the $20 season pass.
Yeah.
So this one includes the controversial hard mode, which I thought was going to be like a master quest. That's what Zelda likes to do for hard mode. And master quests, for people who don't know, are they rearrange the game. Some combat, like enemies have different attacks. They'll like mirror stuff, and they'll just change up all the puzzles, and it's actually a different experience that's a lot harder. No, the enemies are just stronger, and they like gave them platforms and stuff, so they have like an advantage on you in combat and things like that. But it doesn't seem like it's anything game changing. It just seems like they have more health and they hit harder.
Yeah, they already hit you like a truck for the most part.
Yeah, they do.
Like 75% of the game. So I can't imagine them hitting harder.
Yeah, they said some of the enemies in the game will be stronger than the strongest enemy in the regular game.
Just a bunch of one-shots.
Basically, yeah. I don't know how you get stronger than getting one-shotted, but that seems like what it's going to be. On top of that, we have Trial of the Sword, where you will be stripped of all your items, including your weapons and armor, and you need to defeat wave after wave of enemy, progressing through 45 rooms. And if you are able to complete this, you get a Master Sword that's permanently charged up. So that sounds cool. That sounds like something where you're going to get 40 levels in and then fight something that you totally didn't expect. And it's going to kill you, and you're going to go back to level 1.
And you're going to break your control.
Do it all again.
Well, and then there's going to be something like day 2 of this where someone finds a real cheese method.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
God, if you sit in this corner, they can't hit you.
Yeah, they have the stuff in most of the Zeldas. They added it in... I think it was the Twilight Princess HD. They added a tower like this for amiibo functionality, and if you made it to the top of the tower, you could hook your amiibo in there and like save how far you made it up. And the original Twilight Princess also had a tower that you could do that was really hard. I remember doing that. But so that's in there. You get the Hero's Path, which basically, when you look at your map, you'll be able to see everywhere you went up to 200 hours. So it'll show you your trail that you left for 200 hours, and you can kind of scrub through it and see where you explored. So you can look and see if there's anything on the map that you didn't actually check out, which is a cool way to be like, hey, you didn't go here, without the game being like, hey, you didn't go here. You can just you can just look at the map and see everywhere you've traced for 200 hours and be like, oh, I didn't go in this corner. I guess I'll go check that out. So I don't know.
I thought that was the point of like the part of the map showing up when you walk towards it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many, like a shrine. You'll miss a shrine very, very easily. I missed like 100 and something of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And those stupid seeds, there's 900 of them in the game.
Oh, those things, yeah.
I got 32. There's 900.
I got like 2 and ignored the rest.
Yeah, so you also get a mask that will alert you whenever you're near one of those. So that's another thing that they put in. And the other thing is you cannot buy this separately. You can only get it in the Season Pass. So you won't be able to just buy this stuff.
That's odd.
So if you want one or two things, you got to buy
That's dumb.
the
They should have just made it more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone else.
Yeah. That's kind of an odd way to do it, but whatever.
It is. Nintendo experimenting with DLC. They haven't been doing it for long, and I feel like they do it well sometimes. Like, I thought Smash was pretty good. I thought Mario Kart was pretty good. And as we're going to talk about, I'll jump to it next. They're doing different stuff. So Fire Emblem Echoes, the 3DS Fire Emblem game that's coming out, has a Season Pass. Echoes is a $40 game. The Season Pass is $45. So the Season Pass for the game costs more than the game. And I have some of the stuff that is in it. I didn't actually
I looked at it when you brought it up, because I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Like,
so 2 new maps, a dungeon. What else we got here? 2 new maps, another dungeon. Mysterious dungeons included in this pack hold the power to upgrade characters to exclusive classes that won't appear in the main game.
One of those things, okay.
A prologue pack that features new story content along with new voice acting. A collection of challenging maps, new support conversations between heroes, the ability to take command of a character players won't be able to control in the main game, and then some to-be-announced DLC.
Yeah, my only problem with it is that, like, it comes out second to last week of May, I think, and then DLC hits like a week after, and then the next DLC hits a week after, and then it's like June and another one hits. The June one is the prologue one. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, why wouldn't I just wait 2 weeks to get the prologue and play it before?
Unless the prologue spoils something.
Maybe.
Which is possible, because I've seen, like, Resident Evil 7 has a prologue DLC, but that'll spoil a character for you who you don't, So it's possible that there's this person's actually related to this person or something, and you don't know that, and it shows how they got separated or something like that.
Yeah, there's
totally made up
different things that could happen, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like there would be a reason that they did that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because it's Nintendo.
It sounds worth it because you're getting a lot
of
of characters and a lot of stuff you can't get in the game, and it's not just, hey, here's a time waster, here's another time waster. I don't know. It's interesting. And obviously you don't have to wait long for the DLC either way. So
yeah, which I'm always like, if you're that close, just put it in the game.
Why don't you just sell it for $60 and
put it all in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with it.
So anyway, if I'd be interested to see how well that sells. I would like the stats on how many people buy that and how many people buy that and the DLC. Because I imagine it wouldn't be that much.
I
wish the
limited edition had some of that stuff in it. That would have made it more worthwhile too.
Yeah. I think limited editions that are like, $80+ should just always come with all DLC.
DLC, yeah.
Especially as hard as that one was to get. That one was pretty
elusive.
The
limited edition. Yeah, I kept sending it, and every time it was gone.
It was gone by the time
sorry,
I get
guys.
to you.
Sweet
I
Link,
tried.
man. Yeah.
Hey, your Link doesn't work.
Well, yeah, he's not in that game. He's in the Zelda game.
He's terrible.
Resident Evil Code Veronica is coming to PlayStation 4. This is the PS2 on PS4 emulation conversion with trophies that they do. It has a platinum trophy, which is
cool.
Only big news because it's on PS3 and does not have a platinum trophy. So they added a platinum to it. It's coming out May 9th, so literally in a week it's coming out. And it's probably not on there because it was just announced, but also, I don't think he puts the PS2 to PS4 games on there.
I don't blame him.
But anyway, this is actually pretty big news because it is a Capcom game, and it is the first time Capcom's embraced the PS2 on PS4.
Done anything useful.
I hate you. The PS2 on PS4 system that Sony has set up. Rockstar's obviously put out a whole bunch of stuff. Lots of companies are kind of slowly pushing things on there, and then Sony themselves, they're putting the Jak and Daxters and stuff on there. So my question for you guys is, what Capcom games would you like to see come to the PlayStation 4 via this weird sort of emulation? So I still don't know what they do. I don't know how they get the games running on PS4. They look better, and they somehow added trophies, but it's just emulated.
It's an emulator.
Just all the fighters. For me, for the most part.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Just the plethora of fighting games.
That'd be fine. I'd be okay with that.
I want Beautiful Joe.
Sure.
I think that would be cool. The Devil May Cry games.
Yeah.
I think would also be awesome. And I love my Clock Tower, so I would like Clock Tower.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't mind them putting Haunting Ground. That is a very expensive PS2 game, and I don't think it's ever seen a re-release, which is part of the reason it's so expensive. Maybe it would help soften the blow if you put it on the PS4.
Put it on the emulator.
I'd play it again if it was easy enough to platinum. Probably not, because you probably have to get all the endings, which would take forever. But
it's good for you.
It's good for you. Play that horror game again. So that was exciting to me, and probably only me.
Yep.
Moving on, Bethesda. They put out a show floor map, a fake show floor map of E3. It was an amusement park. If you ever been to Disney or something like that, you can pick up the amusement park things, and it's like, hey, these are all the areas you can go. Basically, they had a Quake area and a Prey area and a Fallout area, things like that. And there was 2 that were under construction. There are areas that were under construction. Assume they're the new games getting announced.
Yeah.
So what do we think Bethesda's announcing here at E3? It's clear there's at least 2 games. And I think one of them's obvious. And that's the Wolfenstein game that they teased last year in their little text. That has to show up. Wolfenstein.
Did you say that Quake was one of the ones that they had on there?
Okay. Quake was on there already. So I dug deep. I think it's probably Evil Within 2. That makes the most sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
But I went pretty deep on the catalog, and I want a new Wet. You guys know what Wet is?
I remember that.
I would like the Quake.
That was a really fun game, actually.
Quake,
it wasn't a terrible game, yeah.
Doom. You know how they kind of redid it? I want them to redo Wet. I think that would be sweet. And that's something that I'd actually play, because I'm not so much into the first-person stuff, and they do a lot of first-person stuff. And I was looking through their catalog, and I was like, ooh, Let's do that one.
That game's cool. Yeah.
That sounds like a good old
Call
time.
it wetter.
Even better.
And I'm done with Nick for the day.
But yeah, Wolfenstein's got to be one, and I hope
Yes.
it's more like the classic kind of Wolfenstein.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
No, it'll probably be more like New Order, and it had a name like that. I can't remember the name; it's driving me crazy. But it was Old Blood, New Order, and then there was another one that was another 2-word thing with.
Oh yeah, I mean just like the
like
gameplay.
Return to.
Like,
no.
give me the multiplayer from Xbox days.
Oh yeah, because they
That-
didn't have multiplayer at all.
Yeah.
in the Wolfenstein. So
Class-based multiplayer, please.
you're probably getting that with Call of Duty. We didn't talk about that last week, but yeah, Call of Duty is more class-based in that your health doesn't regenerate anymore. You need to find a medic to heal you if you get hurt or anything like that. You can't like slide and shoot people anymore. If you dive, you literally like cover yourself. It's like a don't shoot me type thing. So there's a lot of changes. These were all announced specifically for single player, but I think we're going to get a straight up class-based multiplayer Call of Duty.
I'll take it.
Which sounds awesome.
Especially since there's not a
cool.
Battlefield this year, so.
Yeah.
Oh, at the moment.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to Battlefield with
No,
Battlefront.
not
But
with Battlefront.
either way, that sounds awesome to me. So I'm down for that.
I get behind
For
that.
the Call of Duties. Next up, former Burnout devs announced DangerZone for PS4 and PC. They're the guys obviously behind Burnout, but also behind Dangerous Golf, which was not a very good game. I guess they realized that the golf destruction thing wasn't a great idea, and they're bringing it back to their roots of the car driving.
The ones they do well.
A little strange. It's got 20 scenarios, which is fine. It's $13, which is a very weird price for a video
Well,
game.
you just go $15.
Or 10, or yeah.
Well, it
like
probably is after tax, so.
13's just real strange. So how do you guys feeling about this one?
Cool. I mean, it's a sign of life sort of thing. I'd rather have a full-fledged game with
Rather have
actual racing
another Burnout, yeah.
and like the 100 or 200
I don't think you're getting
crashing
that for
scenarios.
Yeah.
$13, but yeah, this will
I
just
mean,
be
I'd pay
the
$60 for another Burnout, so.
Yeah, this will just be the crash scenario
Yeah.
from that, basically, which is cool. I mean, that's definitely the most memorable part of the Burnout games.
I don't know. I put a lot of time into racing, so.
Put a lot of time into crashing.
Yeah, I feel like the crashing is the... I remember on G4 when that existed, the gaming channel, there was an episode of a show that was literally just all a half an hour of them crashing in Burnout, and I watched it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, this is sweet. It also reminds me of Pain. Did you guys ever play Pain?
Mm-hmm.
You did? That actually surprised me. I didn't think you'd actually play it because it's a real obscure game. But that was a PS3 exclusive, I believe, where you basically are in a catapult and you get launched and you like can grab onto something and you try to destroy as much stuff as you possibly can. And I played that game so much, and I had a friend because I didn't have that much money, so I bought like the cheap Hong Kong knockoff controller that doesn't have like dual anything.
Yeah.
Anything useful?
Yeah, and he would use that, like the wired piece of crap controller. And it didn't have vibration or the 6-axis. That's what it's called. Or anything.
Analog sticks or
And we would
buttons.
play that, and if you shake the controller, your character kind of bursts, and you can get a little more of a combo going. And he was able to do it on the controller that didn't have 6. Like, he would just hold it in this really weird way and hit all the buttons, and eventually his character would do it. I'm like, you're fucking cheating. It was ridiculous. But
It sounds like you had a mountain to climb with the controller you gave him. So.
Sounds
Oh,
like
he
you
beat
were-
me every time. It
Sounds like
didn't
you were
matter.
cheating.
And I was... Sure, I still lost.
Well, fair.
But I very much enjoyed that game, and then they eventually started adding a bunch of DLC characters and stuff. I remember the cow specifically. I was a big fan of the cow. Moving on. Yeah, Burnout, whatever. Phantom Dust, another sort of whatever to me. The Phantom Dust re-release that got canceled and then wasn't canceled and then moved studios, and then we got a random screenshot.
It was going to be a remaster, and then that got canceled for like a re-release update sort of thing. So
yeah, well, I was gonna say there's some gameplay that
Yeah.
came out, and it looks just visually not great.
awful.
I was trying to be nice about it. It doesn't look good. The gameplay looks fun.
Yeah.
Like I kind of looked at what was going on. It's kind of like it's very strange. It's an arena card-based game, but it's still like action combat, and you're using cards to do like attacks and things. So there's still like a deck building element and stuff to it. But yeah, just the the look. It looks like an Xbox game.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
I love Xbox games.
Yeah, but they don't look great.
Mech Assault still looks good.
No.
Like it looks like an Xbox game, but it I guess maybe runs at 60 frames or a little less. I couldn't really tell.
It'll run in 60. I'm sure.
So it was just it's ugly, but it's fast. I guess so.
Fast and ugly.
Never mind. I'm not going there. But yeah, I was just disappointed with. I was expecting people talk very highly about it.
Yeah.
The 3 people that know this game like talk really highly about it. I'm like, oh, I'm interested in checking it out. And then I watched that. I was like, ugh.
Never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't even have like a new coat of paint on it or anything.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that big of a news story. Like it was kind of like a, hey, guess what we have?
By the way,
I'm talking to the developer on Skype about the game that
it would have been if it was like an HD remaster, like
Yeah.
actually redo it from the ground up.
like the trailer that they showed for it that
Yeah.
no one knew what was going on.
But now it's just, hey, we're re-releasing this and
Yeah.
pressing fast forward on it basically with how fluid it is, I guess. So
that's fine.
I guess.
Moving on, let's talk about Kojima because it's always fun to talk about
Kojima-san?
Kojima. And so you put this on the Google Drive
Yeah.
thing, and it's like update on Death Stranding. I was like, oh, let me go read the update. It's a Kojima.
It's a
It's
Kojima
barely
update.
an
Kojima.
update, but basically he said that the game is moving on PS4. The general plan for the project and the plot are in place, and the team is working in the Decima engine, which is Horizon's engine that they decided to go with.
Good engine.
And they asked him again, kind of, how far are you in the game? And I just pasted the quote here because this is a pretty good quote. Let me tell you. Let's say that Norman's character is walking in New York City. The game doesn't take place in New York. This is just an example. We're trying to see if what we can depict with the Decima engine actually looks like New York, if it scales correctly, and if it feels good there. Let's say the character goes into an Italian restaurant. Who the character meets going into the restaurant, what he will be eating, all those details are decided. What we're working on right now is what kind of tables there will be, the specific dialogue, and what's going to be on the menu at this restaurant. Those are the things we're tuning right now.
The tables?
So, if you ever wanted to know what's happening with Death Stranding, they're working on the tables.
Working on tables.
They're working on
And
the
this
tables.
is why I added it to the list.
And the menus.
Because I saw that quote.
Yeah, it's literally worthless.
And then Kojima talking about why he was naked in that one trailer.
like,
They hadn't worked on the clothes yet, I guess.
I think with Death Stranding, and this is going to be a terrible thing to say, the trailers will speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And by that I mean that's the closest thing you're going to get to understanding what the heck is going on and how far the development is.
Which is nothing.
Because you're not getting it from the man himself. He's just not answering. And there's rumors that he's getting more people on board for it now, and it's like, you should probably work on your game. So I don't know. I really want this.
He's just a hype machine. So
That's true. I really want this to be like a shorter game. Like just a couple 6-7 hour game, super confined, awesome. But it's Kojima, and it's probably going to be bigger than Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's going to take forever for him to make. So
there was more credits with his name on it in Metal Gear 5 since it's at the start of every mission and side mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, this is going to be a 30-hour game probably.
Yeah,
so.
At least. Moving on, Injustice 2 announced some DLC characters before the game's announced, as people do. And I'm actually very happy that they did this because I was on the fence about the game. And
this pushed you off.
And I finally fell off the fence. I'm
Pushed
like,
you
well,
right in a ditch.
I'm done here. They put out a little teaser. It was very short, like 30 seconds. And it was the same thing as the Mortal Kombat teaser where the people come out of the shadows. And it's like, oh, it's that character. Ooh, it's that character. And then they run at each other. And it basically shows them walk up to the camera. And then it fades back and there's silhouettes of the other characters. So the first character was Starfire, which is awesome. She looked great. No gameplay or anything, so I don't know how she's going to look in actual combat, but her outfit and everything, very good. Then we had Red Hood, which those were the two most asked for characters. They did a poll.
Really?
And Starfire and Red Hood were number 1 and 2.
Well, there you go.
So they're listening to the fans. They're not doing anything the fans don't want. The fans definitely loved Scorpion in the first Injustice. So they were very happy to hear that Sub-Zero was the third character in the Injustice
sarcasm?
2. Oh, God, it was horrible. Yeah, so Sub-Zero is the third character.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it looks like their packs are going to be 2 characters and a guest character, and that's fine. But I don't feel like guest characters are special when they're from fighting games in a fighting game, especially when the game is made by the company that's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd much rather have, like, Mortal Kombat had Freddy Krueger and Jason and Alien and Predator. And, like, those are cool guest characters because they're not in fighting games.
And it all kind of stuck to a theme. I mean, they're not all horror, but...
Yeah, I mean...
Spooky, scary,
pretty much,
and you don't want to fight them,
Monsters,
basically.
yeah. But, like... Sub-Zero is just a fighting game character that you literally ripped out of your fighting game. It reminds me a little bit of Akuma in Tekken 7.
Yeah.
But, like, at least those are different companies, and it's cool that they're, like, working together. Like, this is literally just... It feels like Mortal Kombat, and then they put in a Mortal Kombat character. So... I'm like, okay, that's enough for me to realize that I don't need this gold pack of the game and I can just wait for all the DLC to come out and I'll buy the finished thing because I'm not dealing with being excited about the next DLC pack that I got for the gold thing and it's freaking Raiden. Because
which
the
you can
silhouette in the background is Raiden. He
has a very distinct hat.
Very distinct Raiden and Black Manta on the other side. Like 100% can't argue that it's not them. The other characters kind of obscure. I think one of them is Enchantress, which is cool.
That's cool.
That'll be a cool character if it is. It's very much a female in like a... It looks like Enchantress from the movie's silhouette, basically. The only thing I will say about that is they did this with Mortal Kombat 10. Same exact thing, and the silhouettes were fake outs. Those were not actually the characters that they put into the game.
Scumbags.
So it's possible that this is just, like they had Black Manta. Black Manta's in the game already as a stage transition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's actually in it because Martian Manhunter was in the first game in the background in one of the levels, and then he showed up as a character because they already have his model, like they worked on him. Like, so I think that Black Manta is actually going to be in it. I think the Raiden thing might be a fake out, but once again, I have no way of knowing, so I'm not going to go ahead and pay for the thing ahead of time. Lots of people Spawn is like the next requested, like most requested guest character by far is Spawn. And I actually think that that's cool.
Yeah.
Because
Spawn's
he's actually a comic book character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think it'd be cool to get like Spawn and Sandman and like, I mean, Hellboy's the other. But like, I think it'd be really cool to get other comic book characters that aren't DC in there. I think that'd be sweet. So. Sub-Zero. that's confirmed. It also really sucked because I like Killer Frost a whole lot, and they have Captain Cold. And I was like, oh, well, there's no way Killer Frost is going to be in the game. Like, no way. And then Sub-Zero's in the game. And I'm like, that could have just been Killer Frost.
Yeah, it would have made more sense if they had done like a Watchmen character or something like that.
Yeah, I want Rorschach really bad.
It could have just been Mr. Freeze.
Well, Mr. Freeze is in the game.
But is it Arnold?
I doubt it. But there might be an Arnold skin.
Yeah,
but Mr. Freeze is confirmed in the game.
It's good enough.
Yeah. But no, like, I'm 100% not getting Killer Frost now because there's already 2 ice characters. And, like, that could have just been Killer Frost. And if Raiden is actually in the game, he's all electric based. Like, make that Static Shock or something, you know? Make it somebody cool. The guest character I want's He-Man because he's actually owned. He's actually owned by DC.
You just wanted to play a song.
Yes, that would be awesome. But, like, imagine having He-Man in one pack and Skeletor in another pack. That'd be sweet DLC.
Yeah.
But I would just take a He-Man fighting game, honestly. That would be awesome. I don't know how well it would sell because it's not, like, a huge property. That's the problem. But it would make my heart happy.
I'm sure
that all that matters?
That's what they care about, is making Kevin happy.
Obviously.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
Didn't sell him the game.
They just pushed him off the fence.
So,
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would.
Yeah, like I have a friend who's getting the game. He's just going to bring it over the day it comes out, and I'm going to check it out, and that'll hold me off until the Game of the Year
Tekken
edition.
comes out.
Yeah, because all I need is Tekken, and then I'm good for a long time.
I'm sure I'll watch it at every Twitch fighting game tournament that shows up.
Evo and everything like that. Yeah,
that'll sate my appetite for that, I guess. Very small appetite.
Moving on. Let's move on to some viewer questions. I didn't write down all the comments from last week, but they were all in the vein of, what's that chick's name from Witcher 3? The romance?
Yennefer?
Yeah, they were all in the vein of Yennefer is an amazing romance. There was like 3 people that just kept saying
I don't want to say what the scene is because I'm hoping he'll eventually play it. But I mean,
I almost bought it today.
Really?
As well. Wait, yeah.
You've said it like 10 times.
No.
I'm getting sick of this.
One time was different because I was gonna get it in a buy two get one free, and they didn't have the second game I wanted.
It was like $5 now or something.
No, it's 40.
Witcher 3 is still very expensive. Even on Steam, it's still expensive.
It's 40, and I found it used for 20.
Okay.
And I was like,
I mean, it does have like 250 hours of content now.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'll get through 250 hours.
You won't know.
I don't know if I'll get through
50
10 hours of content in it. But I still want to try it just because people love it. And
I could have got all 3 for like $30 and just forgot to do it. So
yeah, 32 is the cheapest I've seen the whole collection, like all the DLC
whole shebang
and all that stuff for. And then 18 was the cheapest I've seen just the game for. I want to just try it because everybody loves it. Well, that's not true. Everybody I know that like matches games with me doesn't like it, and that's why I assume I won't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I still just want to try it because I'm curious at this point.
I just don't want your hands on it.
If you
Stop it.
If you just bought it for a console, this wouldn't be a problem.
Why would you buy it for a console?
But you bought it for a dumb old PC, so now I can't play it.
It looks good on his PC.
Ooh. It looks real good.
How good does it look on my PlayStation?
We'll never know.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, there was a
That's the
guy
problem.
a couple weeks back that has been running it at 8K, so it looks even better than good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But what were they saying? Just they agreed that she was a good choice?
Yeah, basically.
Smart people.
I don't know about all that.
You couldn't even remember her name like 2 days later.
No, I couldn't Google her either. It took me forever to find a picture of her.
I came through.
Anyway.
You Googled for Kevin?
Let's do
Yes.
some questions. Let's fix this train wreck.
Ooh.
What are some games that people love? Oh, here we go. What are some games that people love that you don't like very much at all? And I want to preference this by saying, like for me, Mass Effect, I think Mass Effect's fine. I'm not like, ooh, Mass Effect, but I'm also not like, oh, it's the worst game ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, doesn't hook me. I want something that you are like, I don't understand why this game is loved at all. Like, I don't like this game. So, Nick, I guess I'll start with you. Go for it.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Really? The Breath of the Wild one?
Yeah.
You liked it. You thought the game was fine.
It's all right.
You thought it was like an 8 point something.
7.
Oh, you're
8-ish,
lowering it now? You're going down on that score?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how like vicious you want this to be as far as
I just
I
want
don't
some
understand.
reasons. I got reasons for mine. It's a game I've talked about a million times, but
I mean, we've talked about these reasons a million times too. It's just overrated. I mean, it just hasn't done anything new.
oh, see, I think it brings so much together that other games it treats you like you've played a video game, and that's refreshing and nice.
No, it treats you like you've played Zelda, and that's it.
No, I don't know. I've started Skyward Sword again after I beat Breath of the Wild, and I still don't have a sword in Skyward Sword, and I played it for like 5 hours.
It has sword in the title.
I know. Breath of the Wild, you get a sword in freaking 5 minutes in the game.
Yeah, and it breaks 3 times.
Well, that's true. I can't argue with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, to be a little more serious than that, I guess old Zelda games still count, but Metal Gear, not 2. I don't like Metal Gear 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
4 is just a movie for the most part.
Great.
4, I mean, it's cool when you play it, but then it just takes over as a movie, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just watch this game be played. I would really like to get to play this fight or this action scene. Like, even if they just give you, like, quick time.
You can move around in a lot of them.
What, pan the
Move
camera?
around.
Well, no, there's some cutscenes where you can literally leave. Like, there's a trophy you can get for going upstairs during one of the cutscenes. Like, you just leave the scene.
That's fine.
That'll be my first one I mentioned is the Metal Gears.
Yeah, my big one, and always is BioShock Infinite. I do not understand the, love for this game at all. I think its mechanics are totally busted. The whole, you lose money, you use money to upgrade, you die, you lose it. It's like, well, this isn't helping. I'm getting worse at the game,
It's not supposed to
and
help
I'm
you.
losing all my stuff, and I'm never going to be able to get past this.
Well, don't die.
The plasmids don't make any sense in the universe. The world doesn't mesh together at all with the mechanics of the game. Like, it's horrible. It's night and day. There's a bunch of people, and it's kind of a cool city, and then an enemy shows up, and it's a deserted wasteland, and it's just a fight.
They're
And I'm
scared.
like,
They run away.
no, they don't. They just disappear. And I'm like, all right. And then nothing in that game like meshed together well for me, and the twist didn't work at all. I was like, this is so stupid. So I legitimately do not understand why people, and I'm glad people have finally like come around on that and realize it's definitely not the best BioShock.
No, the first one is.
Yeah, people changing that, which is nice to see. But I still don't understand the initial like, ooh, this is awesome. I was like, I think you just missed BioShock. I think that's what happened. But
yeah.
As somebody who played 1 and then the next day played 2 and then the next month played Infinite because I hated it so much and had to break it up over so many gameplays. Yeah, Infinite, I was like, this is just significantly worse, especially than 1.
Fair. 1's very good.
Do you have any?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I don't get it.
You didn't even play Kingdom Hearts.
I don't want to.
It's so good.
I have no desire to play that game. I don't care about Disney characters. They don't mix with Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah, they do.
The game looks stupid.
You haven't even played it.
I have no desire to ever play that game.
The mechanics in the game, it's some of the best combat I've ever experienced. I would say it's
You're
the best
swinging
combat.
a key. Who cares?
Except Persona 5 might actually be the best combat I've played in the
that's
game
fair.
now. But no, and it's weird because it shouldn't work.
I don't care if it does.
So
I don't like it.
And it's so emotional.
I don't like the way it looks. I don't care.
Oh no, Goofy, don't go do that. You need to stay with me.
No.
We got to go rescue the
I hope
princess.
they all get shot.
That's the other cool. People die in them, and you're like, oh.
That's not Disney. They don't do that.
It is. No, it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
The Final
Those
Fantasy
don't
part
mix.
of it. Oh, they mix.
I don't understand why anybody likes that game at all.
As the honest trailer for Kingdom Hearts says, they go together like soy sauce and ketchup. Oh, this isn't as bad as you think it is.
It sounds terrible.
Oh, it's great.
I just don't get it. I have no desire to touch those games.
But you're going to.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to make it happen.
It's not going to happen.
I'm going to make you play the collection.
It'll never happen.
All right, that's enough of this question. Let's talk about our favorite setting for a video game. So what are some of your favorite settings for a video game? Whether this just means in general or a particular...
I've never played a game that's in general. Where's that at?
Whether it's just in general or a particular like specific game setting.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of went general, but for me, I like worlds that are very much based in our reality.
Yeah.
Even if it's a future reality, I still like something like Mirror's Edge, where I could see that actually happening. And then I also like the post-apocalyptic stuff that, once again, like The Last of Us, where grounded in our reality enough that it makes sense to me. I don't like being somewhere where I have no clue what anything is. Like Final Fantasy 13 is a good example of that. I was like
Kingdom Hearts.
I was like, Kingdom Hearts takes place in our reality. It makes sense.
Oh, he goes into a world with Hercules? Yeah, that's in our reality.
Yeah, he has a key so he can get there.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Anyway, he opens the world with
it's
the
a key
blade.
and a sword. What is it? Like, what is it?
It's a key blade. It was originally a chainsaw. They had to change that. It wasn't very friendly. Anyway, but like Final Fantasy is a good example of not doing that well. Where
you
you're like,
you don't like the classic JRPG where it's just like in this ancient land.
well, yeah, or in the case of Final Fantasy, it's like futuristic, and I'm like, what does this machine do? Oh, it flies here somehow. Okay, like I'm just at the mercy of them showing me what everything does, whereas I like a little bit of groundedness to the world that I know. And how things actually work to be in my game. So even things like Gravity Rush, like, yeah, it's a fantasy city, but it's still a city. Like, there's vendors that sell fruit, and it runs like a city. So I like that.
That's fair.
How about you, Kellen?
I generally like futuristic stuff. Like Mass Effect. I love that universe. It's very good. Horizon. I love the Horizon universe. I want more of that universe, for sure.
I'm sure you'll get it.
That setting's fantastic. Especially once you learn the story and what all happened there.
Yeah, I need to play it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great setting. I'm not real big on the medieval stuff. It's kind of
I don't like
kind of whatever to me.
Fantasy, like
some of it's fine
and stuff very much. That's another thing about The Witcher. Like I just don't like that setting.
Like some of it's fine. It's not my favorite. I'd rather play modern futuristic stuff.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Space.
Yeah, I like space.
Yeah,
Because,
see,
I mean, you
don't
get
like
enough
space.
of that groundedness where you can go just look at Earth, be on Earth, run around on Earth, but you can also go to distant galaxies that we'll never get a chance to go to and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like
You could go see Blasto movies.
yeah.
oh, is that what that's from?
Yeah.
Oh dear lord. Yeah, like I've never been a big. I like Star Wars,
Sure.
and that's about it. Like that's the only spacious
Spacious?
thing with space that I like. Everything else, I'm like, I like the underwater city. Rapture, that's pretty sweet.
Bioshock's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but never a big fan of space, and never was really a big fan of high fantasy. The only sort
I
of
like it sometimes.
The only-
I think Fire Emblem does it really well.
yeah, sure. The only like fantasy thing I like is if MMOs like Guild Wars has a high
that's fair.
fantasy area, but it also has a steampunk area, and it also like it kind of fuses them all together. Though I did pick the class that's the fantasy class, but that's only because I only play as humans in games. I don't like playing as other things if there's a human option.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I usually prefer humans though.
I don't want to play as the weird werewolf monster. Why would I do
Except
that?
in that game. What was that thing I was?
a char.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh yeah, that is what you picked, huh?
Whatever the giant
The
bull-looking thing
yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's a char.
A char engineer. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the steampunk.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're all engineers. All right, moving on. Let's go to the releases. So this one's a little bit weird. I thought Gareth was done doing the releases. It's fine that he's not. He did them this week.
He
But-
wasn't busy.
I thought he was done, so I already looked up all the releases and wrote them all down. So I'm going to not answer this week as far as the releases go, and you two can go at it and try and guess what the fake game is. As always,
Oh, joy.
one of these games,
It could be wrong again.
a placebo, a fake, planted.
It's made of water.
That's not always true. Planted by Gareth to trick us all, and it does. I think about 80% of the time.
One out
now,
of
90% of the
yeah.
time now. Yeah. So, what do we got?
Bunch of stuff. May 9th, we have a Lego Dimensions expansion with Harry Potter Fun Pack, Goonies Fun Pack, and the Lego City Fun Pack for all the things, Xbox and PS4, Wii U, PC, PS3, and 360. Next, we get Birthdays The Beginning for PS4 and PC.
That is the very beginning. Is your birthday?
It's true.
He's not wrong. From the creator of Harvest Moon, Mr. Yoshiro Wada, comes Birthdays The Beginning, a new sandbox game in which players create cube-shaped worlds that give rise to diverse and unique life forms. With careful experimentation, players can shape the geography and alter the temperature of each world to create the conditions for life and witness the birth of an entire ecosystem.
Sounds cool.
That is kind of cool.
Probably isn't, but also Harvest Moon. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Creator?
Same guy.
Harvest Moon's cool, so
Maybe this will be cool.
maybe. But it sounds like it could very much be a spore, like a disaster.
Just crash.
Sounds boring. Just go plant real plants.
Well, it's like Civilization, I imagine. You start out with like basics, and then they evolve into.
yeah, but Civilization's fun
But then you get to like nuke people.
and
Yeah,
narrated by
maybe-
Sean Bean.
Maybe you make such an advanced society that they nuke each other to death.
In their cube.
Well, that's just the art style.
Okay.
It's like Minecraft.
That might be on here later. NBA Playgrounds for the PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. Officially licensed NBA game featuring both active and retired players that can be leveled up and perform hundreds of over-the-top dunks and moves. Offers solo play, local multiplayer, and online multiplayer.
Is this NBA Jam?
NBA Playgrounds. It's like a dumbed-down 2K. It literally says that. Next, we have Strafe for PC and PS4. My favorite word. Strafe is a roguelike first-person shooter pushing the limits of computer-generated photorealism and hardcore sci-fi action into unimaginable territory. With virtually no load times and infinite replayability, just choose your gun and be instantly blown away by...
Isn't that
That's what?
counterintuitive? Shouldn't you be blowing away if you have any gun you want?
Ideally.
Okay, just making sure.
Blown away by face-melting speed. Blazing fast action will hit you like the blast wave of a 50 megaton thermonuclear warhead, liquefying your skin cells and rupturing your internal organs. Permanent damage and Gibbs. Ubergore. Ubergore technology means enemies explode with near never-ending fountains of blood which never fades away. Create wicked works of death art that make you explore territory from the unventured. Endless changing levels. Randomly generated levels are always different and violently unpredictable. Rooms, enemies, power-ups, monster closets, and secrets move around every time you die and die and die and die. As a scrapper on an impossibly dangerous mission at the edge of the galaxy, you only have one life to navigate all the nightmarish terrains of Strafe.
Sounds like something I wouldn't like.
Yep. Freaking Gareth.
He had me at fountains and fountains of blood.
Sounds interesting. Next we have Forza 3 Hot Wheels, or Forza Horizon 3 Hot Wheels for the PC and Xbone. Horizon Festival and Hot Wheels have teamed up to create the ultimate playground for cars. Located off the coast of Australia, this chain of islands is here to make your Hot Wheels fantasies come to life with loops, corkscrews, boost pads, high bank turns, half pipes, insane jumps, and even mechanical dinosaurs. I need this. Use the new stunt swap feature to modify stunt track sections and dare your friends to try them. Race 10 new cars, including Hot Wheels icons like the Twin Mill and Bone Shaker.
Spoiler alert, it's real. And it looks awesome.
And they're real.
And it looks fabulous.
It's real and it's fantastic. Butcher for the PS4. Butcher is a fast-paced 2D shooter and a blood-soaked love letter to the cult classics of the genre. If kicking corpses into a lava pit and adorning walls with blood is your idea of a good time, Butcher is the game for you. Human Fall Flat for the PS4 and Xbone. Human Fall Flat is an open-ended physics-based puzzle game which you take control of Builder Bob. Is Bob the Builder? Helping him resolve the mysteries behind his recurring dreams of falling. Your goal is to take Bob through his dreams full of puzzles, dangers, and surprises. The world of Bob dreams are built on his daily experiences, hopes, fears, and memories. May 10th. Lethal League for the Xbone. Lethal League is a competitive projectile fighting game where you have to hit an anti-gravity ball into the face of your opponent to win. The ball speeds up with every strike up to explosively extreme velocities. Play intense local matches with friends and foes, challenge yourself in single-player mode, or battle it out online.
Intense is a good descriptor for that game.
Sounds cool. May 11th, we get Minecraft for the Switch.
That'll probably do really well.
I would assume so, because there's not much on the Switch.
And because it's Minecraft.
And because people
That
love
should have been
Minecraft.
on my list of games I just don't understand.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a game that, like, I get it 100%.
I understand it.
I
just
think
don't-
I'm
not for me.
5 years too old for when that game came out. Like, if I was just 5 years younger, I probably would have loved it and made awesome things. It reminds me a bit of Little Big Planet.
I've never been bored enough to enjoy a game like that.
Like, it reminds me of Little Big Planet. When that came out, I just put dozens and dozens and dozens of hours into making levels. And I love that. And then Little Big Planet 2 came out, and I was like, nah, I did
Burnt
this.
out.
Yeah, so I think if Minecraft came out then instead, I would have totally built a bunch of cool
Yeah, it's
Minecraft
fun with
stuff.
other people. It's boring by yourself. I don't see how people just go build stuff by themselves for hours.
Yeah, I've never been that bored. That's what I was
I mean,
saying.
I got so bored in that game, I just dug to the lava and killed myself. It's like, well, I got nothing better to do.
All
Just
right.
dig into suicide, and then I'm quitting. May 12th. Demon's Crystals for the PS4 and Xbone. It's a console port. Demon's Crystals is a frenetic twin-stick shooter where you guide the Urican demons through the countless hazards in order to restore peace to the world. A variety of weapons and power-ups will help you defeat the massive enemy hordes. The Urican have always been at the top of the food pyramid, but one day 3 mysterious beings arrived, causing the once peaceful inhabitants of the world to become aggressive and destructive. Kind of odd to port a twin-stick shooter from a PC. No sticks. Well, anyways. Book of Morgue for PC. Hack and slash distilled to its purest form, devilishly charming and fun as hell. Slay the armies of darkness and the dungeons below the old cathedral and save the terror-stricken Paperverse from the clutches of the archdemon himself. Elliot Quest for the Xbone. Console port. Elliot Quest is an adventure RPG where players explore the mysterious Ureli Island in search of an ancient demon. The game has 5 dungeons to conquer, 16 bosses to defeat, and countless treasures to discover. And last, we get MXGP3 official motocross game for the PC.
Who?
The new MXGP edition, based on the 2016 season, offering the latest gameplay and visual thrills thanks to Unreal Engine 4. From glorious sunshine to punishing rain, motocross riders will be challenged by the highly deformable ground beneath their tires with mud and dust flying. Motocross for the PC.
Cool.
That's what we got.
So I ask you guys, which
Lord.
one do you think is the fake?
I'll say Butcher.
Damn.
You can guess it too. We can both be wrong together.
Or right together.
I'm going to go Book of Morgue.
Kellen gets a point.
Yeah.
I think Gareth's, like 4? I got to write it down. I'm starting next week. I think I'm going to have an official tally
We had it
here,
somewhere.
Yeah, but I screwed it up.
He's going to get the belt.
Yeah.
He might get our belt.
But we definitely both have one.
I know you
Gareth
have
has
one.
way more than
And
that.
I have one.
I think he's got 3, maybe
It
4.
just they usually describe hack and slash games a lot longer than that, so. And it was only on
Yeah,
PC.
I went and I had a whole write-up of all the ones coming out, and then literally a half an hour later that popped up in my email, and I was like, oh, shit. Well, this doesn't work.
Good job,
out very
Gareth.
well. But
I gotcha.
anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Press X
See,
podcast.
it's fun, isn't it?
It's not the worst.
Okay.
But then I got to pick it up, which is kind of miserable. If you liked it, share all that stuff. Thank you for being here. Kellen?
Yep.
Thank you for being here. Nick?
Yeah, Zelda's still overrated.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't dislike the video.
At least it's playable, unlike Kingdom Hearts.
We'll speak. Okay. Now, that is not true at all.